Hi, I'm Alex Regg, and welcome to Pullingfocus. Today we're going to have a look at Tom Ford's fascinating new film, Nocturnal Animals, alongside Sam Peckinpah's controversial 1971 classic, Straw Dogs. Nocturnal Animals stars Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal, and is that unusual beast in modern Hollywood, a dangerous film. There was a spate of high-profile dangerous films made right at the end of the 1990s. Think Fight Club, Requiem for a Dream, Boys Don't Cry, and Happiness. But we've been pretty lacking in them since then. Nocturnal Animals, on the other hand, is here to change all of that.
My ex-husband used to call me a nocturnal animal.
I didn't know you had an ex-husband.
I've been thinking about him a lot lately. And then recently he sent me this book that he's written. It's violent and it's sad. And he dedicated it to me.
Did you love him?
I did something horrible to him.
Based on the book Tony and Susan by Austen Wright, Nocturnal Animals is essentially two different stories. A framing tale about a doomed relationship, and a story within that story. The inner story follows Amy Adams as she reads a book sent to her by her ex-husband Jake Gyllenhaal, in which Jake plays himself and Isla Fisher plays his very Amy Adams-looking wife. This is a little bit of a cinematic joke since the two actresses are sometimes confused for one another, and it's this inner story that has strong echoes of Straw Dogs.
It's fun to kill people. We should try it sometime.
Straw Dogs is based on the novel The Siege of Trench's Farm, and is a film of incredible intensity, depicting what happens when a couple from the city collide with some very bad people from the country. The explosive results led to a film so controversial that it took until 2002 for an unedited version to be available to people in the UK. A remake was made in 2011, and it's interesting that in many ways it's a softer, less dangerous film than the original, despite being made 40 years later.
Okay, you've had your fun. I'll give you one more chance. And if you don't clear out now, there'll be real trouble. I mean it.
Straw Dogs and Nocturnal Animals are ruminations on what exactly constitutes masculinity, and to what extent all men are violent. Both present a central male character who is educated and sensitive. Jake is a writer, while Dustin Hoffman is a mathematician. Although it's funny to note that Dustin's character in the original book was also a writer. What's really disturbing is that both movies give audiences every reason to wonder if a more aggressive or violent man might have headed off trouble before it even began.
Give us the girl or we'll take her.
Enough talk.
There's certainly some uncomfortable questions raised by Nocturnal Animals, and I must admit that deep down there was something about the film that tempted me into that American frontier mode of thinking. You know the one, where you feel that you should probably go and get yourself a whopping big gun to protect those you love and start dealing out your own brand of justice. I'm not sure that approach is what Tom Ford was looking for as a result, but it's almost definitely something that Sam Peckinpah would have agreed with.
If they move, kill them.
There's lots of other interesting convergences between the two films, beyond just city folks running into the wrong kind of country folks.
He got a little pretty mouth, ain't he?
Both films star attractive wives, with more spunk and fire than their button-down husbands. And in both cases, you can tell that this mismatch of the relationship couple is probably going to spell future doom. Jake and Dustin Hoffman also have somewhat similar career trajectories, with their breakout films, Donnie Darko and The Graduate, depicting lost young men grasping at the world. Similarly, Brokeback Mountain and Midnight Cowboy were career-consolidating roles playing tormented characters in complicated male relationships. Tension in the films is built by a series of small infringements on good manners, and these get steadily worse. Even after nearly running Jake and his family off the road, an unrecognisable Aaron Taylor Johnson, of Kick-Ass fame, demands an apology. Somehow this is actually worse than outright hostility, because we can tell something is terribly wrong, but our protagonist keeps trying to appeal to a system of polite rules that have long since left the building. Fun fact: both films also have a murder by fire poker. Who even has a fire poker in the house? Actually, I thought that I did, but it's gone missing. Oh, and the films also have rather oblique endings that leave you wondering what exactly, if anything, to take away from them. So, what should you take away from everything that I've said?